Okay, let me do that's probably my truly durk episode, because this is it's the weird thing about being on social media and this complex interweaving of many different people, and you're never sure what is real, what is genuine, what is genuinely genuine, what is all the stuff that's not actually here. How do I put this in context? I was listening to a booktuber who's like sort of a former booktuber, somebody who's just like on YouTube now, and they were just talking about how I guess a lot of the YA booktube is just sort of openly toxic, while they find a lot of the kind of more adult booktube, they're toxic, but they're toxic in private, naming kind of a rather prominent one that I know in my circles, and saying like, oh, they just have private stuff where they're toxic. And it's just one of these things of like, all I know about people is the videos, and I guess some of the comments, though I'm not really that much into the comment fields, and that's all I know. And I really did run into this before with the whole thing with the fellows at SCL, where I was really shocked that things were going on, and my instinct with that was immediately to after a fair amount of just sort of investigation and kind of confirming things, is to come on and say that I was really upset about this, and I thought this was terrible behavior, and that young women who are kind of the targets of it should be actually kind of warned about this. And that was kind of the reason why I was making this video, and just to express kind of really my disappointment over the persons involved, because I looked up, I admired this person's work, and I was rather shocked that I'd been kind of praising them, and then was really disappointed that maybe that was really misplaced, and I'd been steering people towards somewhere where I shouldn't have. And I did that, and that was a thing, and for a brief moment there, I was in the center of it, and it was not a comfortable place to be, but it felt like a necessary thing to do. And so when I hear a guy talking about kind of the community I kind of hang on the outskirts of, and people are friendly to me about, but I'm not really a part of, and a part of that is because I'm such a diffident fellow that I don't think anyone really knows how much they can include me and stuff. And and a part of it, I think my own paranoia goes, it's like, well, maybe they don't, maybe people don't like me particularly, and are saying things in private areas. And I think maybe listening to this guy talk about that, oh, that's the modus operandi for these adult booktubers, is that like, well, maybe I'm just sort of a person non grata, or I mean, maybe I'm just not in that circle, because I'm not, this is the only way that I exist on this stuff, is I just make videos. I don't have whatever it takes to be a part of the other ways, I guess, Twitter or the very many other things. And then I feel very kind of isolated, and I feel paranoid, and it's like, I don't even want to be a part of all that. And I mean, there's a lot of ways that I'm not. I mean, this channel being primary one, is that I use it as my own kind of private space, but it's not really something where I'm wanting to engage, or though this is the only way I engage. Like, if the only thing you're going to find about me are these videos, and those other videos, of which, since I started this channel, there's a strong overlap of this being sort of the unedited versions of a lot of them. And sometimes the edited versions, because I figured, oh, fuck, I'll just put that up here too. But yeah, but just, you know, I think it's that thing of social media where you're just like, oh God, what's happening? And you get paranoid. And it's like, I think this is the kind of the place where people get, you get that paranoia and you get that anxiety and you get that fear, and then you end up doing stupid things. Hopefully filming this video about that feeling, saying those feelings isn't where I'm at. You know, half of me wonders if the guy that who's talking about this is someone who's gotten sucked into that paranoia. Actually, I think they're public enough and that they have been kind of done dirt by other people. I don't know. A part of it is very juvenile. Part of it is just like, why is this a thing? This isn't, I mean, it's both real and not real. I mean, I guess it's per people and their hurt feelings, which are real and valid feelings to be hurt, I guess. It's also just really silly. But I can't put myself apart from that, because, you know, I can feel my own paranoia about the situation. It's like, you know, where am I? What's my relation to all these people? It's like, these people don't even, you know, it feels very juvenile of a thing. It feels silly for a 50-plus-year-old dude to be kind of worrying about stuff like this. But I am, because I guess I'm a part of this social media world as much as other people are, just in my own odd, over in a corner kind of way. It felt like a legitimate thing to just sort of sit down and say, hey, let's get that out on a dark episode. A dark episode which no one else is going to listen to. No one else needs to listen to. And I can just go, take a deep breath, and then go talk about Trollop, which is what I actually enjoy doing. All right. That's coming up next.